today I am extremely happy to kickstart this season of helping shape the African youth with realistic information with no other person but Kwame Asamoah Kwateng. This fine young gentleman is very inspiring and he is a jack of all trades, but I will prefer him to introduce himself. So before I give further intro to this episode, Kwame, you're welcome. Can you please tell us who you are? Who is Kwame Asamoah Kwateng?
That's a very big question, but yeah, I think first of all, thank you for having me on your show. I've been following your show. You already know that, so yeah. I'm just privileged to be a guest on the show.
Oh, I'm honored.
I think I would define myself as a go-getter. I don't back down. I don't allow my situation to define what I can be and who I should be and where I should go. Great. So maybe in a nutshell, that is who I am. But then I am somebody who is very unconventional. So I don't like to follow what others see as the right path to follow. I always want to create my own path and then face challenges, especially ones that people think it can't be done. That is what I would want to do. So that is my personality in itself. But in terms of my background, I was born and bred in Kumasi, different parts of Kumasi in Ashanti region. Yeah. I've stayed in Pankrono. I was born in Krofrom, so I'm sure your viewers from Kumasi know Krofrom. I've stayed at Pankrono, Etimeti, and things like that. But then the last place I stayed in Ashanti region was Bremine. That is where we had our family house, Bremine Conchuma. Yeah, so I schooled. I did my basic education at St. Peter's Boys Junior High School. It's a government school. It was a government school, and I went. My grades weren't good, so I couldn't get any of the government high schools that I wanted to go. Typical Ashanti person. I want to go to Opokuwari Senior High School or our Ivy League schools. But then my grade couldn't support me to do that because, as a child, I had to sell to support myself. Even in a primary school from grade 2, I had to sell ice water on the streets.
Wow, you do have a history.
Yeah, so it would really have an effect on your ability to learn and things like that. Yeah, so I couldn't get a grade that I was supposed to get. Even some of the people that failed with, I was sort of intelligent than them, even got better grades than me. So I went to a private high school, which was called the Faith Assemblies of God Senior High School, which I am told right now has even collapsed. So it tells you how my
yeah. And it wasn't collapsed at your time.
Yeah, it didn't. Thank God. So I was part of the second batch that completed that school. So I did business there. So afterwards, I went to Kumasi Polytechnic to go and do a higher national diploma in marketing. Because I was selling on the street, I developed some love for marketing. And so that is what I
inspiration can come from anywhere.
Absolutely. I actually loved selling during my younger age. So as others will call it child labor in its sense, I was the one that forced my mother to let me sell. Because my mother says, no, I do not want you to sell whilst you are going to school. But I said, you also don't have money to, finance my schooling. So see a mother that wants the best for the child, but then didn't have the money to finance that. So I said, I want to sell. I've seen my friends sell on the streets. So I was the one that forced my mother to let me sell. Yeah, so I went to Kumasi Polytechnic to do marketing for 3 years. My grade was bad as well. I got second class lower because combining hunger. I can give all the reasons that I want to give, but the underlying thing is I just didn't get a good grade. Yeah, so I went to do my national service as a nursery teacher in Akomadana Francho. Yes, Akomadana Francho in an Islamic school. So that's why I did my national service for a year as a nursery teacher and then the extent to which I went was to be like a grade 5 teacher as well. So after my national service, I got a job in Accra So I started from a call center operator to product developer to project manager and all those kind of things. So
Wow.
yeah. And I actually didn't stay home immediately after my nationals. I was able to get a job in Accra. So like
Wow.
that's how, yeah, because I spent 1 year doing my national service, still searching for a job and improving myself and things like that. So during my national service, working in Accra, I enrolled at GIMPA to pursue project management as a bachelor's degree. So
Wow.
I was doing full-time studies for my bachelor's degree in GIMPA and working full-time as well. And you already know that I was also like a full-time, church goer with all the responsibilities and everything. And in fact, even managing like my dance troupe, the traditional dance troupe and all that. So yeah.
Wow.
I had to do that, and God being so good with all this stress, I was able to get an extremely good grade at GIMPA. I was the best student for my department. I got, pretty much very, very high GPA. So when I applied for a scholarship in the UK, I got it. I got a fully funded
so
scholarship.
I would like you to hold on there before we dive into it. But this is really an in-depth background of Kwame Asamoah Kwateng, and it has so much inspiration in it. And I'm happy that when you took us through the lane, because the follow-up questions will really educate people and let people know where you're coming from, how you strive and made it where you are now. So I'm impressed. I'm inspired already from the intro that you gave about yourself. But why Kwame Asamoah is on this show and why I'm speaking to him today is because... Oh, you want to know why? The story has just begun. Stay tuned.
Stay motivated and inspired.